So what we have to understand is that what Buddha is. Because for ourselves, for example, we are born, we are little kids for a while, we go to school, we have successes and failures, we have all kinds of different experiences, we get older day by day, eventually whether we live long or we don't live long, we get sick and we die. We are an impermanent experience. But our Buddha nature, which is not separate from this ordinary experience of life, is not born, does not die. Our Buddha nature is not improved. It cannot be reduced. It's not cuttable, it's not breakable, it's not conquerable by anyone or anything. Your Buddha nature, your Buddha being, is an absolute. And in the meantime, we have all of these phases that we go through which are not absolute, which are constantly changing. Things come together, things fall apart. We're always in a process of insecurity and hope and fear, and we want to become something, and then whatever it is that we become, we unbecome, because nothing is keepable. So we have two different stories going on here. We have what is called absolute truth and what is called relative truth. Please remember that. These are important. This is important for you to understand. Absolute truth and relative truth are a little bit like ice and water. Ice is frozen. It's cold water stuck in the refrigerator, in the freezer, and because of the cold, it becomes frozen, solid, hard. But its nature is still water. It has never ceased to be water. It is water under the influence of the cold. And so it doesn't seem like water anymore. It doesn't behave like water anymore. It behaves like ice. If you remove the cold, the ice becomes what it is and has always been, water. Okay, this is an example for you to understand. Your Buddha nature is like water. You're not knowing your Buddha nature under the influence of the cold, of ignorance, attachment, aversion, the poisons of our ordinary mind, our politics, let's say. Under the influence of our self-centeredness versus otherness delusion has frozen us. And we're frozen in all different kinds of ways. As a human being is not an absolute situation. A human being is a relatively impermanent situation. But the absolute truth didn't go away. Just frozen human for a duration. Frozen animal for a duration. Frozen a worldly god or a demigod or a hell being or a ghost, frozen for a duration. As long as the cold is influencing, the ice cube can be shaped in all different kinds of ways. But it is always water. Buddha nature is the truth that is the foundation of every phenomena. Human, animal, ghost, any kind of isolated experience that can be found, any impermanent, isolated experience that can be found is at the very same moment, timelessly, none other than Buddha. Unborn, undying, all-pervasive, victorious, completely unconquerable perfection. But frozen. So, Tara is the water. Buddha is the water. And how Buddha manifests or appears is according to what the needs of the ice cubes are. And so for us as human beings, we experience Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha, thousands of Buddhas, so many Buddhas. In our eon, there are 1,000 Buddhas. Shakyamuni is only the 4th. And previous eons, even more. Uncountable numbers of Buddhas. Limitless ways in which water manifests for the freedom of the ice cubes. So, she, openness, emptiness, pervasive, unconditional, limitless love and compassion and wisdom manifests in whatever way can benefit beings. Peaceful, wrathful, 1 head or 1,000 heads, 2 arms or 1,000 arms, however necessary for the warming of the ice cube. That you could be the water. This is why I say she is and Rinpoche always said, she is the mother of all the Buddhas because she is the nature of openness, emptiness that permeates. She is the source, she is the sustenance, and she is the place of dissolution for every phenomenon. Arises from emptiness, is sustained in emptiness, and dissolves unto emptiness, is none other than emptiness, openness, awareness. That is Tara. That is the nature of enlightenment. That is the nature of your own absolute mind. But we're frozen. They are frozen. This is where you come to the compassion of the Buddhas, the compassion to free, to liberate from the trap of not knowing your own Buddha nature.